Hi, guys, and welcome to Marketing Storytime with Momo. Thank you for joining me again. Before I proceed, I want to say please subscribe down below, like, thumbs up, and share, and comment below um, so that we can have proper engagement and we can have proper banter in the comment section. So, again, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is quite common. It's out there, but people don't even know that there's a difference. So let's talk about it. We're going to be talking about the difference between marketing, between branding, marketing, and business development. Yep, branding, marketing, and business development. I will say this much. Um, a lot of people don't know that there's a difference between marketing and sales. You see a lot of people, especially in this part of the world I'm in right now, thinking marketing is the same as sales. I'll give you case in point. Most of the banks out there in Nigeria use marketing as their sales role. You hear an average banker saying, "Oh, I'm going for marketing." What they mean is they're going for sales or business development, but they tend to call it marketing. I don't know why that is. I don't know where that came from. But let's try and change that narrative. I'll try and explain the difference between all three to you. So, branding. Branding is the perception, is what people see, it's how they view you. So, you know how they always say out there that perception is people's reality? Honestly, branding is that. It's the way they perceive you, it's the way they see you, is their reality of what they think about you, your product, your service. So that's what branding is. Now, marketing is about visibility. Marketing creates all time visibility. So you see um, marketing, adverts, events, customer experience. That's all about visibility, creating visibility for the organization, for their service, or for their product. And marketing is very crucial and it enhances branding. So, branding, okay, I also want to point out branding is not just your logo. A lot of people think, oh, when you say what's your brand like, they'll say, oh, we have our logo. No, it's not just the logo. The logo is part of branding, but it is not the brand, right? It's what people think about your brand. That's what about your product or service. That's what branding is. So marketing helps to push that branding out there. It helps to give it perspective. It helps to put a limelight. It helps to put a bright light on your service or product. That's what branding. That's what marketing does. And then business development. Oh wow, business development is the bread and butter for most organizations. That's why you see a lot of companies hiring for business development, and a lot of times they always think business development person or employee, a business development employee can do marketing. No, they cannot. They can try, but they cannot. Marketing is a different entity, branding is a different entity, and business development is a different entity, right? So all three are different. Now, I will say this much: when all three are, if they are put properly and they are aligned well, it creates magic for that organization. So, one of the things I want you to do today is to actually engage your team and understand if branding, marketing, and business development, if they know where they belong, if they have the correct outlook of what they should be doing. I bet you that once these three are aligned properly and there's no misalignment, it will create some magic for your organization. So try and visit it today. I remember I joined a professional services organization and I asked the managing partner, one of the partners, I said, what is the number one pain point for you? And the managing partner and that partner said visibility. That's what marketing does. It creates visibility. There's no way you can put your message out there without, if there's no visibility. And marketing will sit down and tell you and explain to you what the best way to get your visibility out there will be, what message you're trying to pass out there. They will put the message together for you. They will, they will just make sure that it's aligning properly. And that's what marketing does. So I asked them, they said visibility, and we went to work with that. We went to work with visibility. We created visibility for that professional services firm, for that firm. So it's very important. I know a lot of people don't know the difference, and it's very important that, especially in this climate we're in, that you understand the difference between branding, which is perception. It's people's perception about your organization, what they think about your organization, how they feel about your organization, and marketing. Marketing is the visibility that's being created for your organization. So marketing helps to push out branding and business development. Business development cannot work if there's no visibility. That's where marketing comes. So you see why I said the three, if they work hand in hand, if they align appropriately, it will create magic for that organization. It's very imperative for all three to work together. Please do not get business development wrong. Okay, so one of the things I want to leave you with three questions today, and I believe these are the three questions any C-suite should ask, is number one, what do people think about our brand? Are we clearly, you know, passing out the message of what our brand is? Are we putting it out there? So that's number one. And then is our marketing reinforcing that belief consistently? So what message are we putting out there? Is marketing passing that message consistently? Because that message needs to be, consistent. Consistency is the game, really, to be honest. Everybody will tell you that if you're consistent in what you're doing, that creates magic. It's like exercising. They'll tell you if you're consistent in exercising, you see results. It's the same thing with marketing. If you're consistent in your marketing, you see results. Like I shared last week, let's go back to Coca-Cola. They spend heavily on their marketing budget. They're very consistent. So once you see consistency, it brings top of mind awareness, and that's what you need in the marketplace. Top of mind awareness. Toma needs to be you need to be conscious about Toma, top of mind awareness. Let people always have you in mind when they go to the marketplace, when they're thinking of a product or a service. You want to always be the first in that category to come up. And the final question is business development converting that into measurable growth? What our branding and marketing team are doing, is business development capitalizing on it? Because business development should capitalize on it. So like I said earlier, when I joined the professional services firm and they told me they wanted visibility, that's exactly what we did. And I want to believe that converted, and it helped with the proposals, the pitch, and it helped the organization to grow. So please put in mind there is a huge difference between branding, marketing, and business development. Let me sound like when we were in secondary school. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that there is a big difference between all three. If you're still unaware or unsure of the difference, you can reach out to me. I'm your marketing strategist, marketing expert, and I'll be able to assist you. All right? Take care and God bless. Bye for now.